Ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy, the West Coast voice, Davey Dangerously, as always with my brother, Armbar Salazar.
Oh, it's almost there.
It's almost there.
It's going in.
He's rocking that new mustache.
The mustache-showed Armbar Salazar.
And as you see, Rated R is not with us today.
Couldn't be with us today.
He's a little under the weather, so we don't want his germy germs. So welcome to episode 71. It's been a while since we've had like a studio show.
A sit down
because
we are here in Ring Crüe Studios.
We are here, and it's because you took an awesome trip to Arizona for Royal Rumble. How was it? We've seen all 3 episodes.
It was.
It had to be 3 parts. It was so grand.
I had so much content on my phone, man. I was just walking around all day filming everything. Man, it was awesome. As you've seen, I got to do so much stuff, so many things. Went to the WWE shop that they had set up. The way they do those shops, man, is
awesome.
Unbelievable. They know how to take your money. I spent so much money. A friend of the show, Ruben, went with me, and both of us were just like loading up carts and getting stuff for our kids, getting stuff for ourselves, bringing home some gimmicks for the brothers, Excuse me, and
which I thank you.
So that was awesome. Going to NXT, man. It was my first takeover ever being at live. It won't be my last, but man, that was so awesome from the beginning with the War Raiders coming out to the end with Gargano and Ciampa standing together. That whole thing was awesome. The Rumble the next day was insane.
You guys had kick-ass seats.
Yeah, they were pretty great seats. Yeah, they were just above the entranceway. So as the guys came out through the dugout there, we were behind their right shoulder there, so we were just above the entranceway. So pretty good seats, pretty good clear view. Good people sitting next to us, so we were pretty lucky there. And then we had the same seats that we had for NXT. We had them for Monday Night Raw as well, so that was cool. Raw was good, as I talked about on the last few episodes. And you've seen, so that was fun, man. Had a great time.
Did you ever sell your SmackDown tickets? Or
I didn't sell them. I'm not trying to put myself over here, brother, but I ended up giving them away to a nice couple we met there. There was a gentleman we met who was hearing impaired. He was deaf, and I was trying to speak to him. He read my lips a little bit, but we were having a little bit of communication issues. And then his wife, girlfriend, I'm not sure what she was, came up, and then we started talking, me and her, and I asked if they had tickets to SmackDown, and she said, oh no, we really wanted to go, we couldn't afford them though. She said for Raw it was the 2 of them and maybe 1 or 2 other people, I forget, and she said we couldn't afford the tickets, but he really wants to go, so we just bought him 1, so he's going by himself. And I said, well, you know what? I pulled him out. I said, here, you guys are cool. Like, we had a good conversation, nice people. I never even got their names. I feel bad. But I ended up just giving them their tickets, and he was very appreciative. She was very appreciative. At first, he was like, you couldn't speak to me, so he was just like what? Like, what do you want for them? Why are you giving them to me? And I said, no, just take them,
Free of charge.
Yeah, free of charge. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It felt good to give them to somebody who was going to appreciate them, somebody who's going to use them, somebody who wanted to be there. You know, I thought about just like hollering on the street, hey, who wants these tickets? But
$500.
Yeah. But yeah, it felt good to I'm not rated R. I'm rated G. So.
Did you tell him thank you, or did he tell you thank you?
I actually, that's one thing I do know in sign language. But yeah, he was very appreciative.
That's cool.
So yeah, it was cool to do something nice for that couple that we met. So whoever you are, if you ever watch this, I'm glad you got them, and I hope you enjoyed.
Better be watching.
But yeah, man, it was great. It was a great time. And then now we're back. We're back in the studio.
That's it. So
as we always say, the wrestling world keeps
always. That's like a constant thing on this show. So we went from Royal Rumble straight to the Elimination Chamber. Unfortunately, this bad boy right here was on the line at the Royal Rumble, and we lost.
We lost our first ever
5 points.
Yeah,
well, 8 points, but I chose. We were in the lead, and if Braun Strowman would have won the Royal Rumble, we would have brought this title home. But since Seth Rollins won, even if I did pick Seth Rollins, because armbar here picked Seth Rollins. We still would have lost by 3 points. So either way, we would have been fucked.
So yeah, we did lose it on our first try, but second time was the charm. We didn't need the third time.
Nope.
Second time was the charm. Elimination Chamber. We brought this bad boy home. And for those of you who don't know what this is the pay-per-view prediction championship. Hence, we got old Nostradamus there.
That's it.
Rocking the Warrior face
Got
paint.
the Warrior face paint. We got our logo on this side. We got the Mark World Order logo on this side.
Yeah.
And that's the only two companies, I guess, that go head to head.
Yeah. And speaking of that, why are we promoting these guys today? Why do we even have their shirt?
I stole it.
Okay.
I went to Brent's house and I've clothed all the cronies.
Okay.
Clothed them all. So I was like, I want my own shirt, even though I'm going to use it to buff out some scratches on my car. I still stole
That's
it.
a good. You know what? We should use it to keep our belt shiny every month.
Yeah, every month. And if you've been following us on Instagram and Facebook, we have been posting this photo. We're like almost to day 20. I think Fastlane in a couple of days is day 21. So,
Yeah, this baby's been all over. I saw him lounging by the pool the other day.
Yeah, he was rocking it. We took him. He's been everywhere. This guy's been everywhere. So as long as we have him, I know it's a pain in my ass and a pain in our ass to take these pictures, but as long as we have it, we're going to showcase the son of a bitch. So it's home where it needs to be, and it's going to stay here. And when the pay-per-view coming up this week of Fastlane, I can guarantee that we will retain this title. So sorry, cronies, we're retaining yet again. So screw that. So let's get into the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, hell of a pay-per-view.
Hell of a pay-per-view.
We had the Women's Tag Team Championships make their debut.
Great.
Yeah, what do you think of the titles? The actual, since you're a belt mark, what do you think of the actual belts?
Besides like the NXT UK and NXT belts, which are kind of like everything looks the same. These don't look like anything, so it's like a fresh design. I think the NXT UK tag belts are like my favorite belts right now.
Yeah, those are pretty
Those
cool
are
belts.
freaking sweet, but everything else is just like brand oriented, which I get. I'm totally behind it, but like you said, I'm a belt mark. I love the classics. I'm a huge Winged Eagle fan. Everything had like style back in the day. Now it's just branding, and I get it from a corporate standpoint.
Gotta sell the toys.
I gotta sell all that stuff. But I do enjoy the women's tag belts. I wish they were on blackstrap. That's just me. But all the women's championships.
At least they're not on pink or purple or something. Yeah.
I wish the cruiserweight belt was on a black strap, and I wish the women's tag were on a black strap.
Yeah,
but that's just me being picky. All the women's titles are white, with the exception of NXT. So I'm a fan. I get it.
Yeah.
Sasha and Bailey, Team Boss Hug or whatever.
I don't know how I felt about it. I love them. Sasha's always been one of my favorite.
Yeah,
I feel like those women, the 4 horsewomen, they've had so many opportunities, they've flourished. They've done great with them. But the first Hell in the Cell, the first pay-per-view main event, the first SmackDown Women's Champion, the first Raw Women's Champion, the first. I get it. Like, that's cool, and they're gonna keep up. Now, Becky was the first SmackDown, Charlotte was the first Raw. Now these two are the first tag team.
Right.
Cool, but I really wanted to see the Iconics, Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, win.
That's who we chose.
That's who my pick was.
I wanted them or the Riot Squad, just because I'm a huge Riot Squad fan.
I am.
But I thought the Iconics would go over on the Riot Squad.
I was hoping that Sasha and Bailey would. My prediction for it, what I wanted, was that they would run through everybody. They would beat all the other teams, making the actual pins. They would make the pins on all the other teams, and then Billy and Peyton would hide in their cell and sneak out at the last minute and catch them with a roll-up or something. Just because I thought it would be cool for them, because they're lifelong fans too, and they have their own pretty cool story, their own backstory as coming up together from Australia and doing all that. So I thought that would be good for them. Just on a real personal level,
right.
But then I thought the stories they can do with it too, with them being the little chicken shit.
Yeah, they're like the best dastardly chicken shit heroes.
Yeah. But I thought that would be a good way to bring them, and then have Sasha and Bailey beat them at Mania or whatever, So, but didn't happen. So, it is what it is.
But speaking of Elimination Chamber, what about the Tuesday before with Kofi just going?
Yeah, Kofi Mania, man. What's
running
going on?
wild,
Right?
brother. Yeah, 2008 was his best year, man.
Yeah, Kofi out of nowhere. I mean, he's had it in him all these years, obviously.
Right.
But yeah, taking over for an injured Mustafa Ali, who that sucks that he got injured. On fire, rising up. He's back now. Hopefully, he can still find a place on the Mania card.
I hope so.
But he lost a little bit of momentum. You know, this push was supposed to be his, basically. Yep. And so now to have Kofi do that, what did you just say? The gauntlet match, and kill it. You know, it was so good. Then to go in the Elimination Chamber and kill it again, so good. And I thought, he's not going to win the Elimination Chamber, obviously. And then we're watching, and he's doing good. And then it comes down to him and Brian.
We're going to shit the bed on the Elimination Chamber.
He might win this. Yeah. He might actually win this. Right. So they had me on the edge of my seat, very intrigued, very excited. Obviously, he didn't win. But for a minute there, I was like, you know... Yeah, I thought it was going to happen.
I did too.
But now we have supposed to be him and Brian in the main event at Fastlane.
Kofi out.
Kevin in.
Kevin Owens.
Yeah, Kevin Owens.
Kind of a fucked up thing. But it's all story.
But now what everybody's thinking, what I'm thinking, what the way it looks like, is Kofi Mania is going to happen.
It's going to be like Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, you think Kofi's going to get the match at Mania?
I mean, honestly...
I don't see anybody else in SmackDown getting it right now.
At this point, I hate to say this, but the WWE Championship is almost like a secondary title because the Universal is pushed so heavily, so...
And third, even to the women's now, because of the whole...
And I don't want to shit all over that title because it's one of the most prestigious titles in the wrestling world, if not the most.
The longest lineage in WWE. Yeah.
But... I don't see it, and that's no disrespect to Daniel Bryan either. It's just, I know. But it's just like, that title doesn't have the momentum that the Universal does right now. So if Kofi wins it, that would be tremendous. And I don't see Daniel Bryan, doing the favor for Kofi. I don't see him not doing the favor for Kofi.
Right, yeah. He's... I think he'd be more than willing to give it to
Absolutely.
Kofi. And Kofi is more than deserving.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
So and that whole thing, they're keeping him down and all this, and Vince came out. It's almost like the same story, of Daniel Bryan not being in the Rumble, and then he's going.
Well, it's basically a carbon copy of Monday Night Raw, taking Becky out.
Right. Everything's getting rehashed, and it's not a bad thing. That's wrestling in general. Yeah. But I could see it happening at Mania, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be really cool to see Kofi actually do it. Everybody knows who watches this. Daniel Bryan's obviously one of my top favorites of all time. Right. But I don't think it would hurt him losing to Kofi.
No.
I think him and Kofi could actually have a great feud over the next few months.
Right.
Back and forth for that strap with Daniel eventually getting it back. But yeah, I think what a pop that would be. What a moment for Kofi and for Woods and for because they've said it since the beginning. Their mission when they started the New Day was to make Kofi the champion. They want to push him. They call him Old Pops. He's
Old Pops.
He's like rated R. He's the elder statesman of the.
He is.
So yeah, man, I think it would be cool. So hopefully it happens for him. Hopefully we get the hashtag Kofi Mania.
That's it.
Going to all the way to past WrestleMania.
But Kevin Owens is back. And
Kevin Owens is back,
Kevin Owens was hot when Daniel was gone.
Yeah.
And now that they're both here, it's like, man,
that's a hot feud too. I'm looking forward to that match this Sunday. That's going to be a good match. I think it's going to be a little bit more of... after this Sunday, we'll know the direction they're going to go, obviously, more. But also the direction they're going with Kevin Owens' character. Because there's a little bit of a change. They had those vignettes.
Kind of like a baby face.
Yeah, like he's a family man and all this stuff. Kind of goofy. And then he came back on
some weird
Tuesday.
Tattoos.
He's got some new tattoos. I don't know.
I don't know what they are.
Yeah, hard to tell. But he, a little serious, a little more... He seemed a little more heelish.
Right.
But he was putting Kofi over, saying
Right.
Kofi deserved it.
He looks a little leaner.
Yeah, he looks good.
He's wearing boots again.
Yeah,
you know?
well, that was great. Yeah. So I think we'll find out after this Sunday where they're gonna go with the direction of Kevin Owens. Maybe we end up with a 3-way at Mania.
I would like to see that, and then maybe Sami
Vince.
Zayn can cost Kevin the championship.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll predict that.
Oh, okay.
Fastlane's shaping up to be a good show. It's this Sunday, so
Charlotte versus Ronda. I'm sorry. Charlotte versus Becky.
right.
And then we got the Shield reunion.
Roman's back.
Roman's
I mean,
back.
we didn't even. I mean, we
Yeah.
got
Our last sit down. Oh no, we've talked since then.
Right.
I was gonna say our last sit down episode, Roman had just left, but no,
That was 6 months ago. We're not that balls.
that's.
But no, Roman is back. He's in remission, so congratulations to him.
Yeah, man, that was.
Are
cool
they
to see.
wrestling at the pay-per-view? The Shield?
The Shield is wrestling against Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre.
What a trio that is! Like, it's so like awkward on paper, but
Yeah.
man, they're just running roughshod through fools.
Yeah.
And it's like the new League of Nations, though. I think it's gonna be doomed
Yeah.
like that. But
I think they're
it's
gonna probably go into Mania together, and then after Mania, I don't see them being around too long.
I see Drew splitting from that
Yeah,
and just
definitely.
taking over the world.
Definitely.
That's just my booking, but yeah, man, Kofi Mania, I would love to see that. And like you just mentioned, Rousey and Becky and Charlotte, that thing has just been
Blown up. Since the last time we sat down and talked, Becky has just
She
become
was-
the man.
Yeah, she was
basically.
out of the Rumble. She was in the Rumble. She won the Rumble. She was in the match. She was out of the match. If she wins against Charlotte, she's in
back
the match.
match.
It's going to be a triple threat, which is, we all know it's going to be a triple threat.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Going back to her, and I mentioned it on the live, on the Rumble weekend shows, if you watch those.
Which you should.
Which you should go back, yeah. Those pops were just some of the loudest I've ever been a part of. Any wrestling show for any wrestler of all time that I've ever been to. Those Becky pops, first beginning of the Rumble, when she first came out and started the Rumble versus Asuka, when that anticipation's high and we get the countdown and they cut to the warning, don't.
And you get the little video.
And you get the video and the anticipation's building and everybody's getting pumped up. You get that buzz in the whole stadium and everybody's excited, and then boom, her music hits and everybody just blows a gasket. It goes crazy for her. Cut to the Rumble, Lana's hurt, whatever. She comes out again to no music, to no nothing. She just marches out there. Everybody goes crazy. Finley says, go ahead. Her music hits again. Everybody goes crazy.
Right. I was at NWO member package. I was at his house for Royal
I don't
Rumble.
know if I like you hanging out with these guys so much.
I had to,
No,
this.
you did pick up. Okay.
So, I mean, yeah. So, yeah, it was quite the moment, and I was like, "You Irish bastard, just send her in there!" And when it went like that, I was like, "Oh, she's gonna win."
Yeah, and then when she won, what a pop.
Great.
Then going to Monday Night Raw, wow, like, I legitimately felt bad for Ronda Rousey. Like, it was like cringeworthy.
Botchamania.
Like the way, excuse me, she couldn't get a word out. Like, this is the first time it's ever happened where
Right.
I've been in an arena, in a good arena with good speakers, good quality. You should be able to hear somebody on the microphone.
Right.
I was sitting there, fairly close to the ring. She's on the microphone, and I just see,
Just booing
because
shit.
everybody was just boo, we want Becky. It was so loud. And then when Becky's music, or actually Bailey's music hit,
Right.
but when Becky came out and all that happened, like, everybody,
Blew the roof off.
blew the roof off again. So those are the loudest pops I've ever heard. Those were like Road Warrior pops, man. It was,
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. No, it's
Hawk
true.
and Animal who?
Whoa.
They need to start calling them Becky Pops.
You know my stance on the road.
They need to start calling them Becky Pops, is what I'm saying. But man, yeah. Anyway.
So
So what do you think? Do you think that's gonna be the main event? Like the actual main event, the very last match of WrestleMania? That's
think
all everybody's talking about these days.
if they don't, I think people are gonna shit all over it if they don't. It has to be.
There's no other storyline hotter.
Nope.
I mean, besides Kofi's actually picking up steam, so that
Right.
that storyline might heat up even more going into Mania, but
It has to be. What is everybody invested in the most right now? It's that.
I'm just afraid that from what my inside sources, which are not inside at all, I think people are saying that Vince McMahon wants the last shot of WrestleMania to be Seth Rollins holding up that title with his Shield brothers for one last time before Dean leaves. Roman and Dean coming out and helping him beat Brock.
You've
for the
seen
title.
that so many times.
I agree, but then you can see Vince McMahon. Oh, you imagine,
He's got a hard on for those
Yeah.
guys, for Roman and Seth.
So, I can see that, but with no fault to them,
Right.
because I'm sure they're gonna work their asses off. Seth always puts on fantastic matches. Brock always puts on great matches when it's a big show. That match is gonna be awesome,
Right.
but they're probably gonna get booed out of the building
they're
if
gonna get
it's
booed.
the last match.
They're gonna get booed. The crowd will shit all over that, and it's like, it's gonna be a good match.
The only thing the crowd would not shit on is the women's triple threat,
Mhm.
or if Kofi Kingston legitimately was the last thing of the night, that would be insane. But I don't see that happening. Not
Sadly,
at
I
all,
don't see
yeah.
that happening either. But I would love for that to be the main event. And that's no disrespect to, Brock, whoever. So is Roman going to Mania? I mean, are they going that
Yeah,
route?
where does Roman go now to Mania? Does he?
I mean,
Did
he
he
was
win-
kind of factored out. Like, it was probably supposed to be him and Brock at WrestleMania,
Right.
or Seth, Brock, Roman, or I mean, we don't know, but I'm sure
Yeah.
Roman would have retained all.
I
the way to
think.
Mania.
I think maybe they'll do something. Him and Dean teaming up against somebody, or maybe him and Dean and Braun. Braun can step in for Seth.
Put the vest on.
Yeah, you never know. I don't know. Kurt Angle did.
That's true.
So,
That was weird.
yeah. So, yeah, man, there's still so many roads that the WWE can take storyline-wise. They got some help now. Bruce Pritchard's back.
Thank God. I love Bruce Pritchard. Not a lot of people do, but tremendous mind in the business.
Yeah,
and if he's
so-
in Vince's ear.
I think, he's going to be a help to the whole show. They got new backstage producers, got all these new guys.
Jeff Jarrett, Sanjay Dutt,
Abyss, right? Yeah.
Shane Helms.
Yeah.
What's the other guy? Davari.
Sean Davari, yeah. There's a lot of new people
Right.
behind the scenes.
Arn Anderson.
Is out, yeah. So
Did you guys hear about that? Arn Anderson allowed Alicia Fox to wrestle in a three-way match, 3-on-3 on a house show, while she was intoxicated. I love Arn Anderson.
supposedly he knew.
He knew, and I love Arn Anderson. Tremendous mind. He is John Cena's agent, but that is unacceptable.
Yeah.
Unacceptable, especially if she was and she was in the match at all. Like, there's so much shit that could have went wrong with that. But
Right.
if she was just even her on the apron was a liability.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's a different time. I mean, back in the days, these guys would, pop some somas, pop some bottles, and go in there and do their thing, whatever it was. But it's a different time. It's a globally traded company.
Right.
You gotta be professional. They're PG-13 or PG, whatever they are.
You see Arn Anderson popping up in AEW anytime soon?
Oh, I can see that. Yeah, I can
It would
definitely
be
see that.
fools not to bring him in,
Yeah.
even as a just an
An
agent.
agent, yeah.
Just talent-wise, like talent relations, maybe. Creative team, maybe, but an agent.
Yeah,
I mean, this man's John Cena's agent, and amongst other people. But
yeah.
yeah, it sucks, but sky's the limit.
For AEW, we haven't even talked about AEW really. I mean, we talked about them, I think, in our.
It's been so long.
I know, geez, our last sit-down studio talk was our year-end review for 2018.
In 2019.
In 2019.
Because we're idiots.
Right. So
it's
yeah,
our show.
AEW, now is already, blowing up, and they got sold out their Double or Nothing show. Yeah,
Brent.
the Brent
And Superfan Randall, they'll be there.
yeah, the Jester himself.
He is the Jester.
So yeah, AEW and
We'll talk about that another day.
yeah. We've talked enough for today. You've seen enough of these faces for today.
Well,
But yeah, man, it's a ever-changing, ever-growing world of wrestling, like always.
absolutely. So before we go, we want to mention CWA just happened last weekend. I was not there. I was given the night off by Joe Hamilton. He's pulling his bullshit again.
I don't know about that guy. He needs to get back on his meds or something.
Yeah, and they put Jimmy from the Horrific Network in, who has never ring announced a day in his life. And I've been there, brother. I've been there. But for you to talk trash and then try to go on Facebook and with your misspellings and all this.
CRUE.
Yeah, CRUE, and it's your, like, as you are. Anyways, so I guess I'm feuding with Jimmy now, but I'm gonna nip that in the bud in the next show in May. But Best of the West, March 16th, Saturday, right here in Fresno, California.
At their brand new studio. I don't know if we ever talked about it on the show.
I think
Clovis, California. They have their own Best of the West studio, where they're filming all of their Fresno Clovis shows now, and it's
the arena part is tremendous.
gorgeous.
We're gonna do a show in there, so stay tuned for that. Maybe right before the year 3 show. But
Yeah.
SCU. Speaking of AEW, they will be there.
Yeah.
Talking about Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian, Scorpio
I'm
Sky.
excited, man. It's always great to see those guys live.
Yeah, Christopher Daniels and Kaz will be facing the 1%, the
That's
Best of
gonna
the
be a hell
West
of a
Tag
match.
Team Champions.
That's gonna be a barn burner.
That is gonna blow the roof off the new studio.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the 1% is Jarrell Nelson and Royce Isaacs tearing it up
All over California.
all over there.
Oh, the West Coast.
They have 3 tag team championships. They just won the Defy championships, as well as the Future Stars of Wrestling out of Vegas.
Best of the West.
Best of the West, and then Royce Isaacs as a single has 2 championships from Championship Wrestling from
Arizona?
Hollywood.
Okay, Hollywood, yeah.
And then Matt Cross,
Matt Cross will be there.
Scorpio Sky will be wrestling Tyler Bateman, which just announced like this
a couple
week.
days ago. Yeah, that's gonna be a great match.
and
Tyler
then-
Bateman's a hell of a hand.
Tremendous talent. And then Matt Cross is going one-on-one with Wise Guy.
That'll be a good match too, man.
Gimmick aside, that's going to be a great match.
Yeah.
So, and plus, there's going to be a 5-way ladder match for the West Coast Championship, triple threat match. Dave Dutra, who
Dave Dutra, the Best of the West World Heavyweight Champion now, just beat Chris Bay about a month or so ago.
Right.
He's putting his strap on the line against Funny Bone and not Money anymore. The California Black Sheep, Mike Rain.
Yeah.
In a triple threat match that's gonna be just.
Yeah.
It's gonna be phenomenal.
There's going to be a gauntlet battle royal, so whoever wins that gauntlet battle royal will get a championship match of their choice, any championship in Best of the West. I'm not too sure on how many competitors, but with a gauntlet battle royal, it starts with 4. As soon as someone gets tossed over, a next one comes in.
That's
so
cool,
there's not
man.
too much chaos.
There's gonna be guys all over the West Coast lining up trying to get into that match, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Best of the West is growing so much. This is their year 3 anniversary, and in these past 3 years, just from where they started to where they are now, it's tremendous. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Glad I'm gonna be there. It's one of the first shows I've been to in a while. With the whole shoot job. I guess I miss.
It's killing us.
I know, man. I miss too much wrestling. I'd like to be at a lot more live shows, but unfortunately I can't. But yeah, I will. Most likely, I don't want to say definitely, but I'm like 97.3% sure I'll be at
I'm gonna
this show.
drag his ass there.
I'm gonna call in sick, so don't watch this if you're for my work.
I know your boys from work watch the show.
Don't say anything, guys.
As long as they don't have any stroke over there, just keep your goddamn mouth
none
shut.
of my sergeants watch this.
Oh, look, get out of here. So before we go, as you see, I'm wearing this awesome shirt. This is from Juan of the Dead. This was a pre-order to the WrestleMania 3. We both got one. We posted it on our Instagram and Facebook. You got the long sleeve. You had to open the Andre on the sleeves. I'm not really a long sleeve guy, so I chose to get this.
Covered up the gimmicks there, brother.
But I love this shirt. It's great. Our guys over at Lapel actually printed
Jonathan
these shirts,
Daniels,
so it's like a marriage of awesome people. I want to thank Will Smith. That's his real name. William Smith from 123 Pins for hooking me up with this Suplex City shirt. You can find them at 123pins.us. One of the Dead has a website. It's escaping me right now, but we'll put it in the description box below.
Just Google One of the Dead.
Yeah,
I think you'll find
Of the Dead 209 is his Twitter and Instagram handle. You can click on his bio and the link in his bio to get all his gimmicks. He has a WrestleMania 14 version of this coming out. You probably have like a week left to pre-order it.
I don't know. As we post this, it might be close
I think
to
it's
being
the 11th.
done. If
March
you're
11th.
watching this on Friday, what's the date? Anyway, go on there and
Friday
order it
the 8th.
now. Just
Friday the
go on
8th.
there and order it now. Hurry up.
And he's gonna have another one coming up. This was from the Golden Era. They have the Attitude Era, and they're gonna have the Ruthless Aggression
I like it.
era. He hasn't decided on that yet. Follow him on all of his social media. And speaking of shirts, we had a brand new design. The Front Row Mafia had this design for a pre-order. Our first one that we did, we had the Front Row Mafia on the front. I threw our little gimmick on the back.
Gimmick on the back, yeah.
So I want to thank everybody who pre-ordered this shirt. This was our most selling shirt ever.
Yeah, it was our first time doing a pre-order, and that was great. So
blew it out of the water.
Yeah, for our future releases, we might do some of those pre-orders and see how that goes. But yeah, thank you guys to everyone who ordered. Hope you all enjoy the shirts and can't wait to see them out there in the front row.
Yeah, we sold a lot. Thanks to everybody who ordered one. We might do another release of these. We might throw another. I think I only got 2 left, so you can only get them at the shows. I think they're both 2Xs. If you guys are watching them and you want them, let me know. I'll send them out.
Yeah, hit us up, comment below.
So you can find our shirts, not this one, but you can find our regular Ring Crüe shirts at brownbutterwrestling.com/Ring Crüe. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at the Ring Crüe. You know how to spell it, of course. Right there, of course.
And if you want this sweater, you can't have it because only the 3 of us original Ring Crüe members have this sweater.
But if you want one, we can make
We'll probably make you one for the right price.
Yeah, everybody's got a price.
Everybody's got a price.
Go smash the like button on our Facebook page, The Ring Crüe.
Please.
If you are watching this right now, first off, thank you guys for tuning in. Our subs have jumped.
Wow, we like skyrocketed.
700 in like a month. I
don't know how it happened, but we just jumped up tremendously. Our social media followers are growing. Our subscribers grew like crazy. So if you're a new subscriber, thank you for watching this. We appreciate you hitting subscribe.
Smash the like button on this. It helps us out more than you know.
Comment if there's things you want us to see on this show, things you want us to do. We're trying to think of new content all the time. We're going to be, hopefully, we've been sitting down. We had a little brainstorming sessions. We've been talking
2 days in a row.
Yeah, we've been talking about some things here. So hopefully in the near future, we're going to be getting some new content on this channel. More similar of what we have now, but also more new things that we haven't done before. So just keep watching, keep subscribing, and keep following, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. And we're gonna have a pro wrestling tee store coming up pretty soon.
Well, we were gonna make the announcement on our social media, but I guess you just made the announcement here.
Might as well do it. We got all these new subscribers. That's coming soon. Once we get everything finalized, we'll hit it on our social media. So we'll throw all the links on there. Thanks for subscribing to us. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for liking, following, tweeting, Instagramming, Facebook. Like you said, everything's growing right now. So thank you. If you want to get gimmicks, we'll put everything in the description box below. If you want to get some cool stuff, if you want to get some pins from Lapel, you can use promo code Ring Crüe, one word. Save 20%. Same with our buddies at Wrestle Crate. Get you a one-time crate, get you a subscription. Go to the Second Chance store. Boom, save you 20%. If you like vintage stuff and crazy like off-the-wall one-time deals, go to thesavagestash.com. use promo code Ring Crüe, save you
If you
10%.
want to get yourself a sweet, sweet fanny pack.
Oh my God. See, we're behind this green screen, so unfortunately we cannot show the fanny pack here, but we'll throw that on our social media because you'll see whatever we got here on that fanny pack. Unless, he just changes the color of the fanny pack. Do it. And if you want some protein cookies, our promo code is BA120049, I believe. I think that's.
He's got it.
If not, it's in the description box below. I believe that's
Lenny
it.
and Larry's.
Lenny and
That's
Larry's.
awesome sponsor. I eat them every day at work. That's my go-to protein snack.
So good.
Getting all the gains. You can't see them under the sweater
That's
here.
it. They're vegan. They're non-GMO. They're kosher for everybody. So everything that we've just tried to sell you. Oh my God, that's life. Everything that we've just tried to sell you is in our description box below. Thank you for tuning in to episode 71.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys very shortly. And as always, do what you do, but whatever you do, don't mess with the crew. We will see you guys next time.